blah. We should be live. Hey, we're doing some stuff and things today. So, today's goals, ECS, game state, because test screen is not going to be a thing forever. And then, yeah. Now, I'm going to make a new test scene, but yeah, I would like to get, like, broken down into, like, the actual game components. So, getting started with the ECS. Hey. That means I need another project. Yay. I've got engine data common. I can't put this in a client library because the server's gonna need it too. I think I'm just gonna have another project. Worst case scenario, I can just refactor this later to get rid of all these like sub-projects. But yeah. Haven't actually really touched the code base much. If you can see over there, actually you can see it anyway, just you can't see my little pop-up just popped up, the new project pop-up. Yeah, I changed the let me add this real quick. Reoria. So let's just do that game. Yeah, let's actually do that. Let's add that, and then I'm going to... Okay, so this here, if you notice, the file paths are different. I have changed the... I went through and redid, like, all the structures. The commits are on repo. That's, like, all I've done since I last coded. I have been busy. Anyway, let me open that project items file. We are officially up to 7 shared code projects, one of which is not really a shared code project, it's just the assets folder. It's just the game.assets folder that doesn't really get used for much of anything other than holding all my MGCB files. Anyway, I need to implement our configuration. I would have that set up, and the game data project is not being used for anything yet, so it is just a blank slate I can use. Hey. Okay, so reason why I'm putting game.data and game.world in separate projects. Like that. Reason I am doing that is, first of all, switch back to my engine. I was with my friends here. So, long story short, game data is static data. Entity world is going to be our ECS like stuff, and the ECS stuff is going to be like state. So like, if I loaded a character, like if I had, let me just bio. Should be at the top of my list. Should have been. It's not. Last type of file I played with, but if we had an entity like, oh, I don't know, say this is an enemy, so let's just do that. By the way, I have a plugin for, I have an extension for that. While we're like inserting GUIDs and stuff, if you see me inserting GUIDs like that quickly, I am using the, where is it? This extension. Literally, I just press Control-K, Control-Space, and it pops a GUID into wherever my cursor is. So, say I didn't like that GUID, I could just do that, or that. But anyway, yes, helpful extension because assigning GUIDs. And we could have like that for the state. I'm just doing some. I'm just making some mock data here. I'll just put a string here. We would need a more complex system. And that also that needs to be arrayed on that. Yeah, like this would be static data in the game.data project, and then what we would do is when we wanted to, I'm literally about to delete this file, but that still makes me PhD. So like, if we wanted to spawn this guard entity, the entity system in world would, okay, it would be like, okay, you want to load characters NPCs guard.json. It would load all this up, and then when that entity is constructing itself, it would look at this and be like, oh, I need to set my health to 100, strength to 10, behavior. This is an overly simplified state system mock here, but you get the point. And then ID is just for like debugging and other reasons. So like if this, so if we had like 10 guards and then we're using all different things, just saying, oh, guard error. No. Just GUIDs. GUIDs are love, GUIDs are life, GUIDs are everything. Okay, anyway, we will get to that later. Right now we need to implement the ECS. So, anyway, let me add this folder. We're going to need that, definitely. And then top level. Interfaces. You have to spell, that would be nice. Add new item. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna name this world builder for now. Actually, let's name it Wood Factory. Yes, because I know how to spell. I'm gonna be renaming this class. Anyway, we want to use using mono game. This is not added to any project yet. That would be why we can't access that namespace. I'm like, why is the namespace not loading? It's not loading because you did not use it yet. Okay, using mono game extended ECS. I'm just gonna put that in there right there. Protected, read only. Oh, I need to define this globally. Hang on, let me define. And folder. No. Add folder dot project. Let me add new item. We're going to do what we did up here, the global usings. We did the global usings off screen too. Can't remember. Anyway, game.world.project, we have our global usings, and we are not actually even defining anything here. I think. Just find it. Yeah, no, we're not even defining a namespace. We're literally just defining global usings. Okay. Alright, global using. Let's just call it S for now. Mono game extended ECS.world. Cool. Mono game world. Use it. Global using builder. Mono game extended ECS world builder. Okay, so I want to do those there because, yeah, we might not actually need that one, but we're definitely going to need the world one because this namespace is going to eat that. Okay, anyway, so this is the world factory, so actually we don't need, hang on, let me get rid of this. And folder, factories. Because dependency injection, a lot of extra work, but trust me, if I want to swap this out later, it'll... Like, if I develop a new system, I can have, like, mono game, like, I could have World Factory 1, World Factory 2, and then, like, later develop World Factory 2, which is better, and then I can test it, and then on release branches, I could just keep using the old one until the new one's ready. And when the new one's ready, we just swap and boom. Right? World... I spelled it wrong again? No. Add new item. Factory. This is interface. Just kill that. Neat. And IntelliSense is old. I always forget that. I wish there was a way to fix that. My chair leg is falling off, so fixed. Good bump. Okay, anyway, so we need a protected read-only mono game world. No, actually, hang on. No, don't want a public mono game world. Create world. Then we're just going to throw in we'll just throw a no reference exception for now. Yeah, for now we'll just do that. This will in about 10 seconds though. Okay, so we're on protected, read only, enumerable, system. Systems. Read only. Logger. World factory. Logger. We don't need configuration right now. I can add that later. Read only. Mono game. World builder. Add that. And then this is actually easy. We just do just initialize this directly. Okay, so this is just easy setup because literally what we're going to do is we're just going to on the constructor here. So for that one, to a primary constructor. In fact, actually, you know what? Actually, no, yes, we are. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't need to cache this, because we just enumerate on this, but let's not say we did. Anyway. Public. World factory. And systems. And we're going to do basically for each system. Systems. This add system. And that's version value I don't care about. Yeah, that's for method training, but because we're doing a for loop. So we're going to inject anytime you see me using IEnumerable and then a type, it's guaranteed I'm going to be grabbing that from the, especially if I'm putting it in the constructor, it's guaranteed I'm going to be grabbing that from the dependency injection container. Oh, and then we need to return this. Okay, and then this here, we're not going to do anything fancy, we're just going to keep this a one-liner of this, world builder.build. So yeah. So we create this, we get our logger. In fact, actually, I don't even think I need a logger because I'm not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have our world builder automated. Little automated world builder. It grabs all the systems. We call .add systems, and then we call create worlds. Goes up that, and those are being used now, so I don't have to worry about deleting them. And we need to make the registrar add new. Where where's the new thing? New item. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna separate these into multiple registrars just for clarity, but service register, service creation register. Interface. Implement the interface. Okay, so this is just dumb easy. We're literally just going to builder register. Where is it? Register type. Builder. Yep. World factory. World factory as it's as a world factory instance per dependency. We need to inject these, but I could switch this to a regular constructor, and then here we can just do this. And we could just get rid of that. Place that. Just simplifies it a bit, and I need to fix that interface because that interface is going to stream. So yeah, we can just simplify that, honestly. So whenever someone needs a world factory, it just boots this in, reads the systems, boots this in. This makes it so if we reload the world, like, say someone, plays the game, they log in, they enable a plugin, which we don't have yet. If they enable a plugin which adds more systems, when they reload into the game, it reloads this, which, like, because this is a single instance, like, every time it's called. Instance per dependency, which the thing to transition into the game state would. Anyway, reloading. Good fun. Do not cache this. Do not cache this as a single instance per dependency. Okay. Anyway, this is maybe a little more complex. Except it's a little more simpler actually, because I just realized I don't need to actually do that now because. Originally what I was going to do there was I was going to get the iWorld factory and call that function that I just made into an automatic thing in the constructor. Yay. Progress. Okay, anyway, now let's add managers. Add new folder. Interfaces. Add new item, world entity manager. Of course, that interface. No, that is not what I do. Yes, we add that, and I'm just going to add. Going to preemptively add the registrar for that. What I'm doing, so like that. Sometimes I don't. My service registrar, and that. Builder, register type, world entity manager. As iWorld entity manager, single. Okay, this we want single instance because this is going to be our entity manager. So factories, we want to create them when we need them and then get rid of them. We do not want to lose this. If we lose this, we're going to lose all our entity tracking and the game world. Most importantly, the game world itself. So. Anyway. So anyway, this thing is going to. I'm just going to do this in a public entity manager. I'm just going to do this logger. Entity manager. Factory. Factory. Fraction. And both these is blue. No, we're not using that as a thing because I'm going to be doing stuff in a second. Alright, anyway, world. Mono game world, we literally made that a thing brain. I'll build that in constructed. What is that property? Let's do protected freedom. I want to wait. No, everything. This will be just thinking about DIYs. I was thinking I want to wait for things to be initialized, but no, all the other stuff. The way this works, this will be one of the final things that are initialized. Like this, game world equals world factory dot create world. I'll do this actually. This information. Actually, yeah, we don't need that. We still need that though, but we don't need to actually store it. Okay, so this should create a game world. Wanting to do the logging, I'm just not in the mood to do it. Okay, so we create that. Okay, so let's create a public virtual entity spawn entity. We'll just do a blank one here. Okay, so I need to actually create a dictionary. List entity. I'm gonna actually make this thread safe later. I'll do thread safety in a second. Entities list. Okay. So anyway, no. What? Okay. First things first. Entity. This game world. Create entity. Okay, and then I need a fluid. This. So let's hit the section of the dictionary. because I want to have more control over it. So so the way the problem I'm trying to solve here, this will spawn an entity 1 first time, entity 2, entity 3, entity 4. So here's the problem. The server is going to be up way longer than most plans. Gosh. So the server will be at like entity 300 when someone joins, but they'll be at entity 1. I need to have an identifier to synchronize them. So I need a way to track the entity on the server and then the entity on the thing. So let's do this. Entities triad fluid entity if let's do a guard clause here. If cannot, this would be exactly where I tried to actually turn entity. This is where the logger would be logging, but I'm not going to do it right now. Return this spawn entity. Now, in theory, if all the GUIDs were used up, this could go into a freaking loop. Triad should... Okay, so if somehow this gives me the same GUID twice, that chance, we'll fall down here and try again, and this will just loop through until it spawns an actual entity. Yeah, anyway, public void. Need a way to track the GUID too. Anyway. I'm just trying to make a basic system. I have no entities to feed into this right now. I'm just trying to make a their own basic entity. Virtual get entity get entity weird e. Maybe we're just doing that instead. I'm going to generic these two. Like I said, I'm doing bare bones right now. I just want to get the base ECS working before we go AWOL on it. So I'm going to do a lot of tight things, and then we'll break it down into proper DI. I just want to get it working. Once we get it working, then we'll screw with it. And then I need to actually make this disposable. That's the wrong disposable. I don't want autofax disposable. I want mine, please. Thank you. Basically the same thing. Mine's just a little bit. Anyway, let me override here. Let me override this. That. Okay, let's just do. Also, we'll do that just to make sure we'll get in case this gets called in the finalize when he's already destroyed. Make sure it doesn't crash. Okay, so when it gets destroyed, when this gets dropped, we want it to clear this and this because preferences open. Okay, so we have a basic ECS thing. So now we need some components. We're gonna make a new folder. Entities. And Folder. Systems. Okay, so we have some things to add here. Okay, first things first. Actually, I'm gonna actually be genericing this faster than I thought if I clicked the wrong freaking item. That is why we don't click that. Character. Actor. Entity. Public. Character entity. Blah. Entity. Why are you complaining? Because that's not how we do this, apparently. Okay, hang on, let me... Okay, we don't actually directly inherit from entity, we do this. I would normally put a factory on this, but this is test code. I'm literally deleting this once I get it working. Protected. Read only. Entity. Entity, let's just call it that. And we'll take that in as a constructor. This entity equals that. Alright, now we're not going to make this. Yeah, we're not going to mess with that yet. That could be a primary constructor, but I'm going to need the full constructor in a second here because we're gonna start adding some components. The two things I want right away. Transform component. Transform component, we're just going to public vector 3. It's a 2D game, but I want vector 3 because I want things to have layers. Actually, no, let's just do vector 2. We can do layer with a... Like, we can add a thing. Also, I do not want system layers. Vector 2. And that one. You had it right the first time. Autocomplete, can you please? And that. That. Will be public. Int. Layer equals 0. I will program a more complex layer system later. I just want basic transform functionality right now. And also we need to make that property. I'm gonna maybe start using properties. Refactor things for later. I'm doing things today. Yeah, anyway, I want to add item. Sprite. Sprite data. Let's just call it that for now. This is going to need work because the server obviously can't. I can't just do that on things. So we have to do public asset path get spec equal. I'll just do that for now. Okay, so eventually we're going to need to, like I said, we're going to need to pull in a metadata and things, and then on the client we're going to need to, when we spin up the entity, we're going to need to, we're going to have to create a more complex system to differentiate client and server. Right now we can just spin it up, so I'm just going to put public G2D. I'm just going to put this in here for now, and yeah. Actually, you know what? We'll also just rename it to sprite component for now. When we have a server and a better ECS, we will refactor. Okay, so we have a way to store our position and our sprite, and the only other thing I want is I want to add a new component. We just do this, RG that, close, public, vector2, value, because this is going to be like a thing. So that is the wrong vector too. Only get rid of the system.numerics namespace. It's hard to delete that if I could. Okay, so yay, we have our things. Now this, we just want to do this.entity add attach. Attach? Yes. New character. Okay, let's actually make these components. I'm going to do that. I don't really want to do anything, so let's do. Why are you making me do that whole namespace? The using, please. Oh, for the. So we're gonna add a new thing. We're just going to. I'm going to create a protected static random. Fast random. Next. One, same way we're using it. The same way we're using it in our test scene here. This here, yeah, we're just gonna basically do this again. Yeah, we're just gonna initialize a new random, and then we'll do random dot next. Let's go minus 100 to 100, so it's not the same every time. Whenever a character is spawned, it will move its position. And then do this entity.attach. Yeah, and I will make this into like a proper factory thing. Or just for now. I want to get it working before we start worrying about like the whole meta thing. Okay, and then we need a sprite component. So we need a sprite component. Sprite component equals new. No. And then asset path. Change that. I will grab this. We do need a. Actually, we do need a bit more work on that. So what I'm going to do. Eventually we'll do this in the metadata, but I do need to load more stuff into it. Where is my components folder? Okay, so we do need to do a bit more work in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it public. On load content. Take in. Yes. Content manager service. Content manager service, and then we'll do content manager this. Actually, this. It's content manager service. Instance load. Key. Just take this .asset path. Okay, and then we need to do the sprite size calculations and all that fun stuff, but I will this .entity.attach. Now, in theory, single responsibility principle, this should only be loading the metadata and stuff, but I will just have this in here for now because I don't have the metadata system programmed yet. I'm not going to. Anyway, and then we need to attach the velocity component. We'll just be doing it. I don't need to preset anything in the velocity component, so I'll just pop that in there. Okay, so we have a little character entity here. Yay. If it's set to this, I could randomize that. Not going to. Actually, you know what? Yes, let's randomize this. We're going to take this. We're going to take this. We're going to put it up here with our statics. And then, like we have in the test scene here, we will do... And the thing here to do too. Grab that. And then here, we'll just grab it from this. Okay, so we'll just do that, and then... Oh! I need to store the sprite index. Hang on. I do need to add one. But again, this will be added later. Public. Back to... Fingers, do what you're told. And then yeah, we'll just set this the same way, so on the test screen here where you just grab this, because it's literally the same code. We'll change this. Make it our new thing, and then I'll literally just take this vector. Why are we not seeing it? Oh, I need a comma. And that needs to not be a thing yet. Okay, so we kind of have our system going. Neat. And then, yeah, on load, we just load this, and then I just need to get the... Okay, and then I just need to get some variables. Okay, so we need to load that, calculate the... Okay, so we still want all the calculations. Need to make these better. Okay, so that should be most of the test code done. In theory. Yeah, grab that entity. Okay, so we have a kind of sort of entity, we have a kind of sort of thing. So now, actually, we can get rid of all this like this. Okay, let me keep that the same. Okay, we get rid of a lot of this crap. We don't need that. Still need that. We still need that. We don't need that. And then we don't need that. We get rid of that. Get rid of all of that. What I need instead is I need a okay, what I need is a protected. Let's just import this entity. Add character entity. Character. Ah, that's where I'm gonna have a problem. Okay. Anyway, I need to inject my entity net. Get that. Entity T, not G. Anyway. List. Come on. Fingers, my fingers are not doing anything. Okay, we're gonna add a system in a sec, but I want to get the basic entities working, and to do that, we're going to manually take control. So. Override, initialize, body for method, and we're gonna uninitialize. We're gonna steal, so we're gonna do this characters, add new, this entity manager, spawn. Copy the things into the thing. Copy, I mean, I didn't pull them up. That. Public. That. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so we'll initially spawn a character. And in the load content, we'll do for each. That. Open brace there. We have that one. Post. Why no? Why no do thing? Ah! Okay, that's a problem. I know what the problem is. Okay, hang on. Public. Transform component. Come on. Sprite component. Sprite. Get set. This. Sprite. And then actually we do need to initialize the component, but just do it that way. Again, jank system with jank public. This is violating so many rules and procedures right now with how this will eventually be set up properly with DI, but again, we're just trying to get mocks working and prototypes, and then we'll just do that. Okay, so now that we have all that, what we can do now is we can do character, let's write down content. Ah, we do have a content manager, cool. Pass that in. Okay, so we just forward that. And we're actually not going to do that. What we're going to do now in this is we're going to do this. We're going to do character entity. This new character entity. Actually, let's go to type now. Okay. This entity manager, spawn entity. Entity.sprite.onload content, this.load content, no, content manager. Alright, so every 5 seconds, let's actually just up that real quick, because that's going to cause a memory leak. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to spawn an entity, do it, and then we'll do this. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some manual shenanigans here, but eventually we will just let an actual system interact with this stuff, but for now we're just going to yeah. Anyway, and then what we need to do here is here to this in. So okay, what we need to do is we're just gonna get rid of all this code. Get rid of all this old code. It's all garbage. It's all test code. Okay, so we'll do for each. Again, we'll have a system for this eventually, like probably in the next few minutes. But for now, we're just going to manually draw things. This breakbatch.draw, instance.draw, and we want the game to, and we want Visual Studio to behave. We want. Okay, what do we need first? I have my things, please. Thank you. Character, sprite, texture, character. Okay, we need a new rectangle. So new rectangle. I'm actually just going to use my character sprite for now. Bad idea, but we're just going to do it. Bad idea, bad code long term, but I'm just going to program a property that just does it. Public virtual, public rectangle. Oh shoot, I don't have the transform component on this. Never mind, I won't be doing that. Right, we don't store transform. Okay, hang on, let me just rectangle new character. Oh my god. Characters, great. It's... oh. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we should be good with this now, actually. So I'm going to press run and hope this doesn't explode. A big ass command coming in here. 46 minutes of coding. Hopefully it doesn't explode in my face. So we should initialize with one character, and then we should get one every like 10 seconds. A new one should pop up randomly. I might change the X on them. I might change the like random position. Okay, so we have a character, and in 10 seconds we should get a new entity. Again, I would like to make some more debug logging and stuff, but I'm just not in the mood to do it right now. Aha! This color changed, and we have another entity. Okay, I'm going to first things first. I'm going to scale these up. I'm going to scale these up just so I can see them. Also, we're going to give the X and Y a little more leeway. Actually, let's go... okay, let's go 240 at the max there. I don't know. Let's just go with that. We should be good. Every 10 seconds, I'm not going to speed that up because if we spawn entities too fast, we'll eventually like overload. Okay, ECS is loaded and a little off screen, but hey. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay, well, since you're going to be doing that, let's just go. And we don't have proper alignment or anything yet. I mean, we do in the sprite component thing, but we have entities. So every time the screen changes color, you should be able to see a new entity spawn in. And it's just a little character. We can't do anything with it right now. We don't have proper systems. But yeah, see, we have multiple characters now. We don't just have one character on our test seat. We have multiple characters. And yeah, if you see on my right side there, the memory is, it's using about 2 megs of memory each time. Not that bad. What it's using, the memory, why it's using 2 megs of memory, is it's using it because we keep loading textures. Each of these is getting a random texture, basically. However, in theory, if we don't see the RAM go up, it's because it's using, like, that one just, that one just got that one. In theory, if I was to actually speed this up, let me go to the test system. So what we would want to do is we don't want to do this here. We want to have a render component, like a render system. And then we would want an update system. So we don't want to actually do these in this. We want to let the game world do its own thing. What we want to do is we want to do game world.update and game world.draw. Like, we want to leave that to the systems. But for now, this works. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to play with this. So let's just, every 2 seconds, this is going to maybe kill my computer if I'm not careful, but I just wanted to test it. So in theory, if I load all 5 textures, our RAM shouldn't, like, spike too much. If I left this running it definitely would. So every couple seconds we should get some entities, and So we have the entity spawning in. Let's just add a little bit of fun now to it. Actually, just add a little bit of fun code. If character.position transform.position character 2.0. Let's actually implement this. Also, we need to make this. We need to make this an array, or it's going to do. It's going to blow up with what I'm going to terminate. Okay, so if vector 2 is 0, we'll do this. Characters. Remove character. Okay, so I want to do that, and then on each entity, I want to iterate them moving towards 0, 0. Let's do vector 2 velocity. Okay, so I need to do some maths here. Damn. Oh, for the love. Double. Yeah, I think we just need to do. Okay, that might work. Good work. Okay, so if this works, the characters should spawn, move to 0-0, and if they get to 0-0, yeah, that might work. Hopefully that works. That's map. We're not moving. Not moving! Because we're not actually moving. Because we didn't actually apply the velocity. Actually apply the velocity. Need to actually apply the velocity. Good job calculating it. Complex maths. Need to actually use it. Whoa, okay, well, the characters are having a seizure because... Yeah, okay, so it's working, in theory. Question is, why are we not despawning? So let's drop this just a little slower. I mean, it's working, they're just not despawning. Oh, we need to reset the velocity. That's okay, that still doesn't fix that. I mean, we're collecting sprites in the middle here. We're going to have a memory problem at some point. That's kind of the point of testing the despawning. Also, the Y sorting is not working. That. Let's actually test to see if we actually get those. If I get that, let's actually test to see if we can get that. Again, this is just like, nah. Yeah, I think the problem is we're never going to get a 0. That should fix it. So this is jank beyond all jank, but yeah. What are we gonna do? Yeah, the only other thing I want to do is I want to fix the offsetting, but I can fix that easily. Okay, so yeah, it's my only complaint is we're not drawing them, but let me just add a little bit more data to this because I'm just testing. Just add. I need to actually fix that because I just realized that box is going to be off center. So yeah, when it's lining up there, so it's lining up, not center. Okay, so we need to fix that, but otherwise. Okay, so fix this, we just need to fix that. Put that line instead. And yeah, this. Fix that. We can fix the rendering. I'm gonna have to fix the actual. Hey, what? A second though. Okay, so that'll fix the rendering, but that will not fix the actual game logic. I'm gonna have to rename this because I don't think we're getting done with ECS today. Okay, well, let's try that. I mean, we got ECS working. I'm just screwing around with it for fun, you know. Well, that dot is not rendering correctly. I mean, this works. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna have to improve the ECS stuff we've made, but the fact that it works. Like eventually I'm gonna walk backwards. So yeah, stuff should move towards the center of the screen and then... This would be like the movement code is something we would stick in like the behavior state or something, but I don't know, that kind of works. It's a little off-centered, but I can't really fix it. Actually, you know what? I can't fix it. Hang on, let me do this here. Ah, no, I'm not gonna bother. It's all gonna get deleted in 2 seconds anyway. Yeah. But, well, we have basic ECS work. Yeah, what I might do in between is I might go through and like on my own update some of these, because basically what I need to do is I need to go through our World Entity Manager here. Like, this is just something we want to inject in DI, so I don't actually need to do much outside of this. This just needs to keep track of stuff in the... I don't even think I need the character tracking, but we'll see. I don't know, I need to think about this. I've got a headache too coming on, so... yeah, we have a little ECS system going, which, I can actually press the commit button. We got a little ECS going where we're not just... Like, we're doing some of the logic still here, but... Like, eventually we would move this to, like, a movement system, and then we would just pop all that and just... Yeah. I'm not in the mood to do systems right now, though. yeah, we got a little progress on the game. We have an ECS. Now I need, like I said, I need to implement stuff with it. But now I can start like building proper entities and stuff. Next thing I want to get to work with, like, just think about the project in general. I want to refine the ECS a little more, but I also want to work on, like, because we got input, we got things. I need to start getting it to, like, most of the game logic and stuff I can't really bother with until we have the server, like, client-server architecture going. So that's, like, a long-term thing I need to think about, but, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to call it a stream for now. I am starting to get really dizzy. I need to stop and think. I thought we were going to be doing a lot more than I did. In between, now that we have characters, now that I have an idea of how we're building the ECS, I might come in here, like I said, with the... I might come in here with the not new project. File, new, file, JSON file. So yeah, I might just come in here, so like instead of having it spawn random characters like that at runtime, we'd have a character, like this would be a character file. We would have... We'd have like that, and then... yeah, guard, and then we would do... maybe even on this, we would do like the metadata on this. So like we could even code it so it's not coded directly to the metadata. The problem is I would want to code it to the metadata on the asset thing. I would want to code it on that because I, like, in here, I just want to change... need like... like I would need that, and then I would need... So like this here is what I would want stored in like the character thing. So like I don't want to recalculate like the I don't want to have to, you know, pull up a thing. I want it to look at this texture and then not even really ignore this. Like actually yes, this would be like the type to... So like if we were defining things, like if I was defining things, we'd want it's gonna screen because yeah. So like we'd want to define atlases like that. So like we'd do like time for... So like on this, we would do that, and then we would have the thing calculated. So it's like, oh, you want sprite 1? Well, sprite 1 would be 0, 1. Because yeah, we need to do that. Like I don't single responsibility principle. This should not be worrying, like I shouldn't have to do, like I don't want to manually code the width and height into everything. I want this to, yeah. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, calling it a stream for now. I might do some refactoring off screen, not sure yet. I haven't figured it out. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to create a bunch of game data. And maybe the types to load them. Because yeah, now that we have ECS, we can start building our factories and stuff. So like, under entities, we can make entity factories, because we don't want to be doing this manually. What we want, if we want a factory registered with the DI container, that can grab this. Now we're just injecting it into our scenes anyway, but we don't want to be injecting that in here. So, I don't know. I need to go like do some game docs and stuff. But yeah, worst case scenario, if you might see some refactoring off screen going on my GitHub feed on my Discord. And if you don't see that there, if I don't work on like refactoring what we made today and some of our older stuff, I'm probably just going to work on like assets and like data and just, I don't know. Again, my head hurts. I'm calling it a stream. Everyone enjoyed. We got a little bit of ECS refactoring done. We're not manually creating a thing in the test scene. We're creating it, well, in this, and then we're still rendering it, like I said, this and this. All this code here, but we're looping over on these. We want to let the ECS world handle that eventually, so that might be the next step. But anyway, I'm literally getting a bad migraine. I'm literally having trouble seeing 120% font, so thank you all for watching, and I'll